And here's the very first one we did with Arnold.
Tomato, the weight of the knife alone cuts that tomato. Let me ask you something. How many knives you have at home this sharp you could drop the tomato on top? Pretty sharp, right? You know what one young lady said? Can you cut them thin? I said, thin. One tomato will last you all week long.
So this cost about $1,000 to shoot that show, because it was just turning a camera on and capturing his pitch. But it went on to do over $500 million in sales over the next number of years. In fact, it's still selling. Warren Buffett ended up owning Ginsu because he owns the factory that makes this knife. So he's a pretty smart investor, right? So this was the beginning of infomercials. And Arnold said, hey, Kevin, would you like me to introduce you to some other people that were at that Philadelphia home show? And we'll go back. There's a whole circuit of these pitch guys. And he said, I'm going to introduce you to a bunch of them, but I want a percentage of any business you do with them. So I said, sure. So he said, well, how about Billy Mays? And how about Sandy Mason and Wally Nash and many of these names? How many have heard of Billy Mays before? Billy was with us for many years and passed away a few years ago, but Billy did billions of dollars in sales and was an amazing demonstrator pitch guy, probably the best ever. So just finishing the story, and I'll get in a little bit about what's going on today and a little bit about Shark Tank. We then said, if there's bars on the screen in the US, there's probably bars on the screen everywhere else in the world. So we went to Rupert Murdoch in England and put these infomercials up in English all across Sky Channel. Then we went to the Middle East, and Sheikh Saleh Camel had 5 channels there called ART, Arab Radio Television. He put us up 24 hours a day. He had 5 networks that were 18-hour-a-day networks. They went dark 6 hours a day. We took this dark time everywhere in the world. So just think about that mentality of unsold assets, unused assets, right? And this is why I got the phone call, Mark Burnett. It was funny because, Alan, you mentioned, what was it called? Tiger Money?
Money Tigers.
Money Tiger, right? So Mark Burnett called me and he said, Kevin, and literally I'm on the phone with him, he says, you know, I said, Mark, this is the Mark Burnett that does the Survivor show, right? He said, yes. He said, I'm doing a new show. I want you to come out and meet with me in Los Angeles, tell you all about this show I'm doing called Shark Tank. And I said, Mark, I said, wait a minute. I said, I know what you do to those people on those islands. I don't want to be in Shark Tank. He said, no, it's a business show. The Celebrity Apprentice. Well, we used to do that with Donald Trump, but that no longer. So, Mark, I went out, and so Mark said, I said, what is Shark Tank? And he said, nothing to do with, I thought, this sounds like a Discovery Channel show, right? So, he said, no, he says, inventors are going to come out, and they're going to pitch a panel of sharks, and there's going to be 5 of you, you're investors, and you have 3 minutes to make up your mind whether you're going to invest in their product or their idea or their business. And I said, well, that's what I do every day, and that's literally what I do. I go to trade shows. I go to the houseware show, the hardware show, the fitness shows, the beauty shows. I take pitches all day long at these shows from people bringing the hottest new products to the marketplace. So, I mean, just to give you an idea of some of the crazy stuff I'm involved with, I mean, here's an item. A couple of inventors came to me, and this is called iGrow. And it's a helmet that has 100 laser lights and infrared technology that grows hair. And you might say, this sounds like is this a real product, right? Okay, first of all, it's FDA approved and cleared for both men and women. It's clinically proven, and it's guaranteed to work on 100% of the people. It will work better on others, and because if you really, like a Telly Savalas type head, you're going to have a tougher time with it. But this item is now, it's doing $5 million a month on QVC, just QVC. And that's 10,000, it sells for $545. So, I mean, it's like, 10,000 pieces last month on QVC, and you can check it out. So, by the way, it took 18 months to get this cleared, like QVC is legal. So, that's the business that I'm in, from the stuff you saw, the Tony Little gazelles and the Jack LaLanne juicers and the hair growing helmets. I love consumer products, and it's been a nice run for the last 30 some years. But I was talking to Mark Burnett at a show not too long ago, and we both said, the TV industry is changing tremendously. And I don't know how many of you follow some of the numbers, but there's a 50% decline in television viewership since 2002. This was an article done by Morgan Stanley. And if anybody that knows, I have a 27-year-old and an 18-year-old. And millennials, they're ditching their TV sets at a record rate. Media stocks recently, and these things go up and down. I know Disney took a hit. Now, Disney came back a little bit because of the Star Wars assets, and they are positioning themselves not just as a media company. ESPN's viewership, they've lost 5 million viewers in the last 18 months, 12 months, something like that. You gotta check the numbers. But, TV industry all on its own is hurting, and this is why GE divested of NBC. So where is it going? And this is a little bit of what I'm gonna leave a message on today, when you think about it, mobile is the new television. And my 18-year-old barely watches TV. He's always on his mobile phone. And so if you look at this quote, that marketers who are first movers in their industry in the world of mobile can add $1 billion or $2 billion to their market cap. And this is a conference that Steve Jobs was hosting. And I believe that mobile is the future. In fact, when you think about PCs, they've leveled off. And now, smartphones, there's 2 billion phones sold a year. And mobile apps go everywhere that anybody goes. In fact, I know myself, I'm never more than probably 10 feet away from this. Even when I sleep, it's right by my bedside. So apps are the wave of the future. And, I just say that, mobile is, in my opinion, mobile is the king. And I'm focusing now on a lot of mobile kind of assets, mobile kind of investments. And, consumers now spend more time watching apps than they do watching television. So this is mind-blowing. And so, and when you think about the world of media and the world of, let's talk about radio, TV, the internet, the time it took to reach 50 million users, radio took 38 years, TV took 13 years, the internet took 4 years, Facebook 3.5 years. The Draw Something app got there in 50 days. 50 million users. So I said to myself, the world of as seen on TV is getting a lot tougher. And I said, mobile is the future. So here I am. I'm sitting and with a group of friends, and I looked at my mobile phone and I said, what do you see when you look at this? You see an Apple iPhone, right? No, what I see, take a look at that. What is that? That is what I call empty real estate. And so, just like it's the modern day bars on the screen. So, a group of us went to Marcelo Clar, this is the CEO of Sprint, and he loves hanging out with celebrities, and we said, if you have 50 million customers, what would happen if you put a mobile app on every one of the phones that you activate? And then you could push notify your customers on a regular basis and communicate with them about some product offers and some deals and all of that. And he's a big guy though, he's about 6'6". He jumped up out of his chair and he said, that is an unbelievable idea. This was the same concept back in the 80s for Discovery Channel. You've got bars on the screen, let's fill it with some products. You've got bars on the screen, Mr. Clark, let's fill it with some products. So that's what we did, and I'm involved in a startup here called StarShop, and StarShop, it's cool because it utilizes celebrities and a venture with Sprint and a bunch of other pretty cool people. So what it does is it uses the mobile app that's pre-installed on millions of Sprint phones now to sell, using videos to sell products. And so thousands of products, hundreds of celebrities. You know, Tommy Hilfiger is one of the owners of Star Shop, and many others. There's a lot of really powerful folks. CeeLo Green just did an amazing video that took off really in wildfire fashion. And so bottom line is that whether it be a Star Shop type of an opportunity or mobile, I think this is definitely, you know, what we're looking at is, you know, Sprint as a mobile company. They have some of their own challenges as a mobile company, but in the relationship of putting mobile apps on their phones, they're seeing the ability to get additional revenue from something that's already going out to their customers. And actually, Pinsight Media Plus is the entity inside of Sprint, wholly owned subsidiary that built the app and is involved in an equity stake in this venture also. So getting back to my very first you know, kind of slides when I was talking about mentors and getting the right people involved, Star Shop brought a great team of folks to the table. And when you think about celebrity shopping, just think about the concept of Star Shop. By the way, they don't take inventory. So it's a business model that the celebrities all have products already. I mean, when you think about it, you know, Jennifer Lopez, she's got products, and CeeLo, he's got music, but he's got products, and Paula Abdul has products. This is a picture of Paula Abdul with Rumor Willis, Bruce Willis's daughter, at the Star Shop Times Square location right here in New York. So they've all got something to pitch, and why do they go on Jimmy Fallon and on all the different talk shows, right? So, but think about QVC, HSN, middle age, it's 48 to 55-year-old women that are buying most of their products. Mobile is younger, so it's female focused, it's a beauty focus, it's fashion focused. So Jim Morrison, who's actually, Jim, just raise your hand back there. Jim's the CEO of the company. Jim was president of L'Oreal US for 9+ years, and he's the CEO of Star Shop. He's been involved in the beauty business most of his life, 30+ years, and the ability to find products is key, and that's Jim's strength. Marvin Siegel, his name is famous because his father, Joe Siegel, was the founder of QVC, and Marvin had been in business for most of his life, for 25+ years. Marvin is, and this slide was EVP, business development. He's now COO of Star Shop, and Kendall Almarico is chief counsel. He's a crowdfunding and a SEC specialist. So bottom line is, I'm excited about some of the things that I'm involved with, from the hair growing helmet that I mentioned to things that in the mobile space like Star Shop. And you know, at the end of the day, though, I think what I do, much like everybody here, just to wrap up on mobile apps, when you think about it, any business that's not really getting into mobile should be. I mean, I don't care if you own a gym or if you're a band, if you have any kind of a retail store. Mobile, the people open an email they'll get to 6 hours later, and they'll respond to 20-some% of emails that come from people they don't know. Mobile apps, push notifications, 94% get open within 10 minutes. So this is why all these companies and why Star Shop is very powerful, because we have the ability to take the push notifications to the customers of Sprint. So last thing I wanted to mention is that yes, your mobile is always by you, and so finishing up, just closing out on Star Shop, because yes, that's one kind of a product investment, a company investment. I think there's probably a lot of other great mobile investments out there. I don't know, because I wasn't here yesterday, Alan. Are you guys going to hear about any mobile projects today? I know you got some exciting ventures that you're going to be talking about.
There are 2.
Okay. So hopefully those will be well received. But so I have one last slide I'm gonna wrap up, because I've been talking a lot about dreams and dream makers, and sharks make dreams, and angels make dreams. So, O'Leary was sometimes the kind of guy that crushed some of the dreams, right? But that's his brand, right? And that's okay. I try to be more of a dream maker. So I said there's one more book that I recommend everybody go out and get, and it's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and People Who Squelch Your Dreams Are From Uranus.